What's up, party people? It's KeysDAN with RadioWhat.com, DJLittleRock.com, coming to you live and in living color from the Radio What studios. And this is my podcast, What Makes You Famous? It's an extension of the RadioWhat.com internet radio station that I've been running for quite some time. And if you need DJ services, where do I always send you? DJLittleRock.com. One more time, DJLittleRock.com. Check availability and get a free price quote, and maybe you can have me at your next event. You know I like to party with the people. The people need to be entertained. Are you not entertained? Let me entertain you. Make your next thing a big one. Today on the program, Anthony Black. Oh, you know Tony Black. Oh, you've heard that podcast before. Well, we're going to catch up with Tony Black in the next few minutes, so stick around. This week's shows, I have my one public show, my faithful Friday night at the Rab in Conway, Arkansas, the Video Dance Party Karaoke Jam. Yes, I said karaoke. You're the stars of the show. Every Friday night at the Rab, Conway, Arkansas. Starts at 8 p.m., and we don't stop till 12:30 in the a.m. They got a full bar, kitchen's open, pool tables. They got a pool tournament on Friday nights. So if you want to try your hand at playing pool and possibly make some money while you're at it, come on out to the Rab in Conway, Arkansas. I'll wait. 8 p.m. until 12:30 in the a.m. Come out and play. And then Saturdays, you know, they're made for all kinds of events. Sometimes I'm at this place. Sometimes I'm at a wedding. Sometimes I'm at a birthday party. Oh, you never know what's going to happen on a Saturday night. But usually they're private events. So unless you're invited, you cannot come. But I'm so excited that I get to be part of people's fun days, family affairs, family events. So cool. And corporate events for that matter. Yeah. Anytime people want to get together and have some fun or, just shake it, dance, sing, pretty much just have some fun. I'm very appreciative that I get to be a part of the show and play the music for the people after all these years. And MC, even with my stuttering self. The more you plan, the better I am. Yeah, I always send out a good planning form too. Music request, planning form. Make sure that I'm playing the right stuff for the right people. If I have no doubt that I can play a show for you, but I want it to be your show. So when I send you the planning forms, and it's pretty easy to do, it's all online. Click, yes, I want it, need it, got it. Oh, I definitely got to hear that song. It's pretty easy to do. Every time you hit save, it sends me an email, and that's pretty cool. All right, speaking of pretty cool, let's get into it with Anthony Black. I'm very excited to get back and catch up with Anthony Black. I got him on Skype. So if you're listening to the audio version, I encourage you to check out the video version on my YouTube page, youtube.com/user/KeysDAN. Skyping Anthony Black now. Tony Black, did I catch you outside again?
Yeah, watching baseball. Mariucci team, the one I posted on sponsor.
I figure we're going to have a nice, normal, inside, quiet conversation. But you're an outdoorsman. You like to be out in the country. The last time we spoke on this What Makes You Famous podcast, you had a U-Haul all packed up and ready to go. And we pretty much did the podcast sitting outside said U-Haul. And as soon as you got off the podcast, you got in the U-Haul and you moved away.
Yeah.
Dude, remind the people, where did you move from and where did you move to?
I went from Minnesota to Tennessee, and now I'm in Texas.
Lots happening in Anthony Black's world. Oh, my goodness, man. Well, tell me, what took you away from Tennessee? So quickly, and now you're in Texas.
Well, anybody that knows the music scene, Tennessee is not the way it used to be, and Texas has got a better, freer music scene. You can do more in Texas.
Well, preach, man. Tell people. Train some folks. Teach.
Well, like when Waylon and everybody was drinking whiskey and smoking cigars and all that stuff, and just walk in, grab a guitar, Johnny Cash. Them days are gone. Everything's all white collar and corporate. So Texas is more outlaw and in your face, and you want to jam, get your guitar and let's go.
Well, isn't that the way it's always been, man? Usually, I mean, shoot, I thought it got better since back in the 60s and even before that, when, you had musicians working 8 shows a week just to try to make ends meet. And then somewhere around the 70s, 80s, the artist got control and was able to sell albums and maybe get a bigger piece of the action. But now in the digital age, there is no selling albums. You got to sell merch and do live performances. How do you make your money, man?
Well, a lot of people think that you got to get out there and play live, but what's sad is most people won't support a local artist. They'll pay $300-$400 for a Morgan Wallen ticket and sit, 40, 50 rows back, and not even get a chance to see him, get a good seat even, but they'll still spend that money when you got local artists that, they're just as good, if not better. They just don't have a mainstream label backing them. And in my opinion, some of the independent artists will kick some of these mainstream artists' butts.
Well, because they want it more. I know that a local artist that I get to play with from time to time, whenever I'm doing these events, I'll DJ between sets. They'll do a 45-minute set, and I'll DJ for about 15 minutes. But while they're in that 45-minute set, they are lighting up the stage almost literally. Not really literally, figuratively. But they're lighting it up, man. They're playing covers. If they get a chance, they can play a couple of their original songs. And, a good party band, it's invaluable to a wedding, to a corporate event. Man, you got to have a local scene. And I know we got a few bars that here in Arkansas that'll play a lot of locals, man. They'll give a lot of love to the locals. It's, but can you live on $200 a week? Maybe $200 a spot. Maybe you got 4 people in the band and they're splitting up 800. Maybe 1,000. You got to command your price, man. But is it worth? I don't know. What makes it worth it?
I think, in my opinion, it's your fan base and everybody that wants it. You got a passion for music, so feed the crowd. Like I was getting ready to do a battle of the bands, but down in Corpus Christi, July 8th and 9th, but due to promotional conflicts, I'm backing out of that event. And I think that's a good thing because they're trying to do a fishing tournament as well. But, people want to come and hear music. They don't want to, smell fish and all that stuff. But,
Well, I'm a man from the Florida Keys, and I remember events like that where they'd have a fishing tournament, and then afterwards they'd have a few margaritas, rum runners, and then have some bands or have some music, either live music or a DJ'd music. And I remember making a whole day event out of it. But is that the way it is there? Are you in Corpus Christi or somewhere in that area?
I'm in the White Oak Longview area where Neil McCoy lives at.
I have no idea. I'm going to have to look up who Neil McCoy is. I do know who Neil McCoy is.
Yeah,
Excuse me for having a brain fart. I'm getting old, Anthony Black. I'm getting old.
Yeah, you're from Florida, so he plays Runaway Country down there at Kissimmee at the arena down there, Sewell's Arena.
Okay. Well, see, I'm not familiar with that arena. I know where Kissimmee's at. That's in the middle of Florida. I'm from South Florida, man. The good part of Florida. We are, South Florida. They used to get mad that all the taxes that were collected in South Florida paid for all the roads in all the rest of Florida. That's real political. And they wanted to break off from Florida, South Florida, and the rest of Florida. But that was a long. Hey, and speaking of, you're there in Texas. Whereabouts is the city where you're at? Is east, west, middle?
It's east of Dallas, about an hour and a half.
Hour and a half east of Dallas. So still in driving distance to get to the big city, to get to where the action is. Are you out in the country now?
No, I'm in the city. I'm in the city.
Oh, you have a city. How many people are in that city?
Probably same amount as Mayberry, probably 6,500, 7,000.
7,000 or so. Hey, nice small town, man. But what is there to do in that town?
Well, a lot of baseball is huge down here.
So who's playing baseball? One of your kids or something?
My girlfriend's middle son. He's on the Mariucci elite team.
Very cool, man. That's supportive. And I
Yeah,
know that's one of the reasons that you moved out of Minnesota was to go. It was for a lady. And how is that working out?
Well, you remember Tony loves Lana. Lana and Tony sitting in a tree. Remember that one?
So it's working out, man. I see a lot of pictures of you and your lady come down my Facebook feed, and that's nice, man. Tony found love. And Tony not only found love, but he also writes about love and writes about all different kinds of situations. Whatever comes to your mind, it seems like you could make a whole song out of it. Man, since the last time we talked, I've been following you around, especially on Facebook. Man, you tag me, and I get lyrics after lyrics after lyrics.
Yeah.
How can one person write so many songs?
I've just been cranking them out. I got a new inspiration, and I went back to the softer side of writing rather than techno rap and the grunge style. I'm starting to do a little more outlaw. But when you got a good relationship, you want to write about it, right?
Yeah, you do. And I know you have not just a good relationship in love, but also good business relationships. You're building relationships with a lot of these artists that are not just local to Texas, but even all over the country and possibly all over the world. And then you got a good dude, Donnie Hammonds, out there in Georgia that's doing some of the recording for you as well. I mean, tell me what's going on with your business relationships.
Just 2 weeks ago, I signed with Revolution Remastered out of Nashville, and I became a promoter and a songwriter for them. I signed the NDA, so I can't really go into a lot of details, but I do a lot of promoting. Anybody that doesn't know how to promote, I'm more than willing to teach them and give them a nominal, low-cost fee. It's easy to cut a song. The real work comes behind promoting. You know that.
Yeah, well, when you're a promoter, how can an NDA go with promotion? Because once you become a promoter, you do like me. You get a microphone in front of you, you shout it from the rooftops. I get people sometimes they'll ask me to sing a song at one of my karaoke shows, and they'll say, "Hey, don't it's my birthday today," and I'll go, "It's her birthday today," so right away you want to shout it from the rooftops, man. You want to promote that thing. You got a new artist with a new song, or a new artist that wants to work with you that's singing one of your songs, your fine songs. Man, you want to shout it. You want to put it all over your Facebook page, all your social medias. You said that you don't do a lot of the hip hop still, but you still got Old Slick Hick right there on the top of your Facebook page.
Yeah, I had to put Pooh Bear back out there. After that song, excuse my language, Dick Down in Dallas came out, that was my callback to Trey. And I just proved that you can write a rap song with no swear words or calling women out of their names, and it's done tasteful. And if it's done the right way, you don't need to use all those graphic languages.
No, not necessarily, but even so, you're very mindful. You put one of those little parental advisories on there just to let people know, hey, there might be a little something in here, something that the teenage boys and girls will want to have in their headphones. Because when we were teenage boys and girls, when I was a teenage boy, I wanted to have something on my headset that maybe mom didn't approve of. Although if you grew up with my mom, she approved of everything, man. She let me run wild. But that's a whole nother story. But sometimes you wanna slip in a little something lyrically to make them.
2 Live Crew or some Too Short.
Too Short, man. I got one guy that comes to karaoke that wants to sing. I can't remember Too Short's. There's no karaoke version of it, but I found a lyric video that he was able to sing off of. But yeah, definitely one of those Too Short songs. But I mean, we find inspiration everywhere, Anthony Black, and I'm stoked that I'm somewhere in your world to where I can be a part of it. But you just said that you moved away from Tennessee, and then here you signed up with Revolution Remastered from Tennessee. How'd that work out?
It just proves that you can network all over the world and you don't have to be in a geographic location. I believe the old adage, if you build it, they'll come. I've been grinding nonstop since 2020 and I haven't let up yet.
Well, people are scattering. You're talking about people moving out to wherever they want to do, and with this fine interwebs that we got, we can work from anywhere in the world as long as we got connection. People are scattering from the big locations like California, New York. They're getting out of the cities and they're going to the countries, man. They're going to places that have population 7,500. Salute, you know.
Right. You got your peace. You got your peace of mind. You don't have to hustle and bustle, and nobody knows your whole business, and you can still, do your thing.
Heck yeah. Well, I mean, speaking of doing your thing, I mean, you're making all this music. You're grinding out all these lyrics that, I mean, just song after song after song after song keeps popping out. How do you find people to sing those songs? Or are you saying, hey, I like your voice? What? How does that come about from start to finish? You write the song, or even before that, what idea you have,
Right.
and then pick one song that maybe you've written recently, and tell me from idea to production, where does that go? I mean, what's the process?
Well, we'll pick on "Slipped Away" for a little bit. The song was when I left Minnesota and a failed relationship. I knew the right guy to sing it would be Donnie Hammonds, because I've been pushing him towards the R&B crossover country. And this year, it got nominated for Male Single of the Year, Male Album of the Year, Band Album of the Year, and put me up for Songwriter of the Year. And the award shows in August up in Atlanta, Sandy Springs.
It's nice to get those accolades, man. You found, okay, now you're saying it's a crossover that maybe hip hop to country. Are you as a songwriter or even a producer, are you worried about airplay anymore? Is the radio even a thing anymore? Or is everything streaming? Is it all Spotify? Is it all Apple iTunes?
With the stringent rules they have on metadata and all that stuff. I mean, I know you get that. I think streaming platforms are in the best interest of artists trying to come up and go somewhere, because if you can stream a whole album for $9 or go, wait for a playlist to come out, you might wait all day for, let's pick 88.8 FM to play, and you're at work and it comes up and you're busy or something. But if you stream it and build your own playlist, you can pop your AirPods in and make your own album.
Yeah, you're pretty much running your own radio station using these streaming services. And here, this is coming from a guy who's had an online radio station for years now. But I don't think it's getting near the listenership that it used to. It used to be that people would pop in, take a listen all the time, and I'd have, thousands and thousands of people listening to the station, and it's dwindled. But I understand why. And I'll still keep playing the music, and I'll still keep tweeting it out. That way the artist will still have something on his Twitter feed and say, hey, let me retweet that. And hopefully it builds up traction for those songs. This is how me as the promoter and the radio station guy and the DJ helps out you, the songwriter, the singer, the producer. I mean, what would you consider yourself? What are all your titles on the hyphens?
Songwriter, lyrical gangster.
Turn it up. She's a lyrical gangster. Turn it up.
Yeah. It's called me Maxie Priest, the hot stepper.
Oh, for sure, man. For sure. I think I'm pretty, well, I know back in 2008, I think I worked with them back in Miami when I was down there. But yeah, so that's good times, man. I know what Bo don't know. No, but Anthony Black, man, the lyrics, man, and putting the songs out there. Who are you working with, and who do you want to make sure that credit where credit is due?
Well, I know you interviewed Jonathan Hillbrown last night. He goes back in the studio on the 10th, and we're doing State of Mind and a couple other ones. I watched the interview. That was a great interview. You had him laughing and rocking in his chair.
I know he was nervous at first talking to this old man. You know, his dad was sitting there in the background, making sure he chaperones and making sure, you know, it kept it going. And man, I'm so appreciative. But, you know, when you're a kid, 14 years old, you are so far ahead of the game. The man's been, the young man's been singing since he was a baby. You know, they pulled him out the womb and said, here's a guitar. Go for it, man. I love it.
Pretty much. He's pretty impressive to listen to and watch.
Yeah.
And him and I hooked up through Donnie Hammonds at the After Dark studio. And it started out that Donnie wanted me to do some side promoting for him when Jonathan went to his studio to record. So I said, all right, we can do that. I said, let me listen to him and see what he's got. Well, you know, he's traditional country and he's 14.
Yeah, and I even mentioned that, not just you know, the new country where it's a truck and a girl and a beer and you know, it's formulaic. You know that some of those suits, you know, probably the ones in Nashville. Hey, and there is a place for a suit in Nashville. They can do good things, they can do not so good things, and hopefully, you know, they understand and they learn that you can't take all the money from your artist, but the country that he's singing, man, it just harkens back to way back to Hank Sr., to Marty Robbins, to, you know, Roy Rogers. It has that twang. It has that, it's basic and it's stripped down and it's just perfect, man. It's what country ought to be.
I'd take his style back to even when Ronald Reagan was singing. Nobody knows that, but I mean, that's how far advanced he is for such a young age.
Yeah, people. Okay, there's a few youngins that are listening right now. They go, Ronald Reagan, wasn't he a president? Yeah, before that he was an actor, and before that he sang, he acted in B movies. Yeah. The one that always came up was Bedtime for Bonzo, where he played in a movie with a monkey, and I thought that was pretty cool. But I don't remember him singing. Was he singing with his wife?
He was singing back when John Wayne was singing as well. They were in a couple movies together. You remember that?
No, but I remember John Wayne's song. It was more of a talk through, kind of like the video that's on top of John Hillbrown's Facebook page right now. It's him kind of talking through and telling people about America and how things feel and what's going on. Oh, I really appreciate that. And I know that it comes out, you know, every Memorial Day, 4th of July, American holiday, they'll pop out that John Wayne song. Now I'm going to have to find the Ronald Reagan songs to put in rotation as well on those days.
Yeah, I remember that because when I was like 7 or 8, watching my grandpa, you know, listen to him and all that on the old 8-tracks, and where you flip up the console and the speakers are all built in.
What's an 8-track, Grandpa?
Yeah, what's an 8-track? Now you ask them what's an MP3, they're like, huh?
Yeah. It's an MP3 that was on some kind of metallic tape that you had to put into a machine. Really? What? No. It was fun, man. I like that we've grown up in this time to where it's gone from discs to 8-tracks to tapes to mini discs. I mean, that they thought when mini discs came out back in the mid 90s, that was going to be the wave of the future because it was smaller than a CD, and it was like, oh wow, a mini disc. Oh, and I can re-record on this thing, and then it went away like in 2 years. As soon as MP3s came out in about the late 90s, it was over with, man. That was all you wanted to play.
Yeah, that reinforces the digital age and all the platforms and streaming. Like, it's so easy to just click, download, Apple Pay, you know, PayPal, buy a 99-cent song. So to go do a full-scale album release CDs are a lost art now. And like Phil Krantz said one time, unless you want a coaster for your coffee cup, CDs are played out.
Well, the thing is, when you're doing a live show, you put out the merch table. And a lot of artists, I'm seeing memes come through on my social medias. If you buy a T-shirt, it's like streaming a song 9,000 times. You know, that's how they're making their money with their merch. And if they can, if you could buy a CD that has their signature on it, I think Yeah, somewhere around here. I got plenty of little CDs from local artists that I've been able to get in contact with and talk to, and they've signed stuff for me. I love it. I really appreciate that.
Right. Five T-shirt. The average $20 T-shirt, 25, equals 5,000 streams to an artist. So you can support an artist by sharing their page, showing tickets you bought for a different artist, or just giving them a shout out.
Yeah, I mean, constantly on the daily, when I see some artist that's doing maybe a live stream, or they have a show coming up, or they're just simply promoting themselves, saying, I love playing guitar, I love playing the drums, I love my flute. If you could share them on your page, man, just get them out there, get their name spread out. Yeah, spread the word, man. Who knows if the one time that you share is that time that they get recognized by a club promoter, and maybe they can get another job out of it, make some money to feed their families. That's fantastic, man.
Well, I think everybody needs to clap for everybody. We're all in this together, right? To make music and like heal and like make people happy, and it's one big universal language.
I think that was the one thing that was the one thing that we could have taken from the last time that we talked, is clap for everybody. You got it right.
Because when it comes to your time to get clapped for, everybody's gonna stand up for you. But like, that dude had my back even when I wasn't even going nowhere. But because he kept pushing and believing in me, now look at me, and let's all stand up and clap for him.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, so I mean, clap for some people, man. We're here primarily to get updates about you, where Anthony Black is right now. You say you're promoting for the Revolution Remastered. You're in the International Singer Songwriters Association. The broadcast music. You're BMI official. So you're all in it, man. But tell people what the updates are.
Are you ready for all this?
I'm ready for everything. Strap in.
All right. Well, Dimitri Netzi from Athens, Greece. Him and I recorded "Wasted." Don't go wasting my time, right? And he's going back in the studio, Perfectly Imperfect, and that'll be our second one together. Sarah Ashley Marsalik, you know her. She's one of my teammates on Revolution Remastered with Michelle Aspen. So through trial and error, we all came together and said, hey, let's teach people from our mistakes so they don't make the same ones. And so we're starting to branch out with the younger crowd, since they're going to take the torch to carry on the music tradition. Put it all back in the youth, because we're all getting older.
Ain't it the truth?
I'm an East Texas representative for the International Singers and Songwriters Association. I took that position 3 weeks ago with Tammany Dove, and so far I've been pitching and pushing and pitching and pushing every artist that I can come across, building my network so I can help others build their network. You'll never see me on stage, you'll never see me singing in a concert hall, but you never know, I might be there to meet a new artist and give him a shot.
I mean, the one thing, if you don't want to be in the spotlight, and I don't even know if you do you want to be in the spotlight? Do you want to be, to get that fame and recognition? Are you comfortable being the guy that writes the songs that makes the whole world sing?
Yeah, I don't mind being in the background. I'll never be a Bocelli or a Luke Bryan or Carrie Underwood, obviously, because I'm a dude. But I like doing what I do.
I think you'd make a fine Carrie Underwood, looking good in those sequin dresses.
You got to see me in my stilettos, Dan. I'm a killer.
Ah, man. Well, I mean, we kid, and that's part of the entertainment business, is making people laugh, making people have a good time, making people, changing moods. If you're feeling blue, maybe you want to hear a sad song, maybe you want to hear the blues. You know, sometimes you're just in the mood for it. Or, you know, maybe you want to hear a happy song. Or you're just tired of all those happy songs. I want to be sad. I want to be mad. You know, and you got something for everybody. Whenever you pick out an artist that's just right for your song, are you picking them out by stuff that they've already sang? Or are you saying, you know what? I know you usually sing country stuff, but I think this pop song, I think you could do it. You know, something like Kenny Rogers, man. That man could sing anything. You know,
I'll put Pooh Bear.
What's that? Pooh Bear. That's right.
I'll put Kenny Rogers on Pooh Bear. Can you see that?
What's that?
If I had Kenny Rogers sing Pooh Bear.
Well, unfortunately, Kenny Rogers can't sing anything anymore. He's gone. He's gone to his greater reward, if you will.
Yeah, right. Yeah, he's one of the legends that, you know, the Gambler. I like that style of music myself.
Yeah, it's good. It's music that when you put it on, even, you know, at a party, or like I play a lot of that stuff for cocktail hours, whenever the old folks are there at the weddings and they want to hear something that they want, because the young folks are going to hear whatever the young folks are listening to at any particular given time. But the old folks, you know, they're going to want to hear some Sinatra, some Kenny Rogers, some of the stuff that they heard when they were in school. And I'll take the time out and play that. You know, you put the Gambler on and they're going to be bobbing their heads and having their salads and their chicken Kiev. Yeah, all right. Listening to the Gambler, you know, those classics. Is that what, I mean, do you aspire, man, I know I'm probably loading this question. Do you aspire to write songs that last the test of time, man?
You know, anybody that's ever recorded, they're leaving their own fingerprint behind for everybody else, because music will never die.
That's what it is, man. Long after we're gone, we hope that we've made our print. We've made our mark. That's the way that we live forever. We know that we're put on this earth for a short amount of time, and we got to do what we can to make a mark, to leave the world better than when we got there. And hopefully, you know, hopefully we're doing that. What do you think?
I think music makes it better tomorrow.
And so, I mean, what's the feedback on the kids? Who's listening to your music? And then I guess you said you had songs coming out with Mr. Hill Brown, and you got songs coming out with Sarah Marsalek, and then Donnie Hammond's got a song coming out, and Pooh Bear. Yeah, you know, he's always out there. But you know, what's on the horizon? What's coming up in the next few months?
I've been in the conversations with Presley Tennant for a while. I don't know if you remember from The Voice when she was singing with Kelly Clarkson, but she's out in California, Norco, California, and she'll be in Nashville, Tennessee on Saturday the 11th. So we've been talking quite a bit, and I love her style. She's a sweet girl, and she's got a great voice, and she's going to definitely go places.
Well, say somebody doesn't have access to an airplane that'll take them all the way to Nashville. I mean, what kind of equipment should a singer, a vocalist, have in their possession that they can record at least the vocals and send them over to you or Donnie Hammond over there, or any of the other fine, recording studios? What kind of equipment do they need? And what kind of equipment, do you have some of that equipment sitting at your house that you can at least record a demo that an engineer can put together?
Right, I do. And most people talk on them all day long. iPhones record in MP3 format, which is compatible to Logic's and Pro Tools, PreSonus, the programs. When you get into Android, it changes the waves of it, so it's harder to deal with. But I'd say get yourself a good iPhone, and it's studio recordable right there. You load it in your program, and take your stems on it, record your drums, get yourself a good set of mics. A lot of people don't have the money to, buy their home studio kits, but buy yourself a good microphone and plug it in. Go through your laptop.
Well, just like any other job, you got to have the tools for the job. If you're going to be a if you're going to work on cars, you better have tools to work on those cars, and you're going to spend lots and lots of money to get the right tools for the job. And if you want to be a singer, you want to be a songwriter, you want to be a musician, you're going to spend some money to get the tools for the job. So yeah, get the good mic. You know, here I am, a podcaster. I could do it. I could do it using my headset microphone. I got the Shure headset the Audio Technica headset microphone. I was doing it on that before, but then I got the Shure SMB7, you know, so that, you know, I made sure that it sounds the best that it can be. You're going to spend money on the craft that you want. I mean, what kind of equipment do you have to record? Are you singing at all, or are you strictly songwriting?
I do a couple of my own to give it direction, but you know, I leave it all the way up to the artist, because I don't want them to sing a karaoke blueprint. I want them to make it their own.
Yeah, because if you're watching movies like even Coyote Ugly, okay, for example, the backdrop of her working in the bar is that she was a singer. Leanne Rimes was playing a singer-songwriter, and she would go to like an open mic to kind of give a little demo version of what she was writing. Or it wasn't Leanne Rimes. That's right. It was Piper Paraboo, and she was
Piper.
Yeah, she was a songwriter, and she would go and she would sing the song at an open mic. And is that something that you do? Do you go to open mics with your guitar and go off and sing your songs for people and kind of get an idea of what they think of what direction you're going in?
No, I'll do it at home, or I'll have Donnie jump in with me, or Justin Sexton. He's out of Little Rock, Arkansas as well. I know you see me post a lot of him.
Mm-hmm.
Him and I have 9 getting ready to get finished up. He's an amazing songwriter, and you're going to hear a lot of him pretty soon.
Well, I'm looking forward to that, man. I know that he's here locally, and I think I have. Man, I'm trying to make my plans to be at a show at the Rev Room on July 9th. I know that there's I already talked to Scotty Austin from Saving Abel, and I know that there's a lot of local bands that are going to be at that show as well. Support your local artist. If there's a way that you can go and just go see a show, man, buy some drinks. That'll make the bar happy, and then that'll hopefully give them reason to come back again and pay that band.
Right.
You've already
Scotty
said
Austin,
it.
He's an amazing artist too.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
He actually does a lot with Strange Days, and I know you heard Strange Days since you've been connected with me, because Scotty Ball and I wrote No Lies together, and then John Kinsey went on to record it. They toured quite a bit with Scott Stapp, the voice of Creed.
Oh yeah.
So they got their little trio going on, and that's an amazing show if you can ever catch one.
Man, that's like a lot of Scotties in that lineup, man.
yeah, it is. But Strange Days is amazing. Eric and Scotty and Derek and the new drummer, they just cut a new album out, and I think I sent you Real Me when it got released.
Yeah, you send me all kinds of stuff, man. I am loaded up with songs written by Anthony Black, and I try to tag that whenever I tweet it out, to make sure that you get credit. There's a lot of times that people think that the artist, the singer, is the only thing involved. That's all you need is the singer. No, man, there's so much behind the scenes that's going on.
Right. Like George Strait and Dean Dillon.
Okay, go ahead and tell me about that story.
Dean Dillon, he's the majority writer for all George Straits, and that's actually one of my goals is to catch Dean Dillon as a songwriter and eventually meet him face to face, shake his hand, or tell him to move over because I'm coming.
Well, I mean, do you feel like when you meet people that have gotten to a different level, okay, we all start off hopefully around the same level. And some people have, more advantage just by virtue of being born on different dirt, into different situations. But once you get to a level, this level, and then you meet people like that have gotten to a whole nother level. When you shake their hand, do you feel like you get some of the energy? Do you feel like you like inspired by it? Maybe.
I believe in energy exchange, equal exchange of power. Anytime you want to level up your game, obviously you have to step up your audience. But one thing you never want to forget is where you came from. Don't forget where you came from. Don't think you're better than everybody else, because at one time you were started out right where they were, and you got just as many fans that can't buy a ticket as some that can buy a ticket. Go throw a free show on once in a while. Give back to the community that raised you.
Let me tell you, one of the shows, I living in Miami, I got opportunity to watch a lot of bands on all kinds of different levels. One of the coolest shows was like a free show that Greg Kinn put on in Coconut Grove in Florida, down in the Miami area of Florida. Greg Kinn, our love's in jeopardy, baby, right? Mm-hmm. He went and he sang in the middle of this park, like very unassuming. I had no idea he was going to be there. I'm pretty sure the hundreds of people that were just walking by or visiting the park that Saturday had no idea that Greg Kinn was setting up a free show. I guess he just wanted to play. He was probably there in Miami, and he said, can we just go play over at that park? Yeah, no problem. And he goes and plays, man. And it's something that this 12-year-old kid still remembers at 52 years old,
Right. It's those things like that are etched in your mind. You'll never forget. Like, it's the love of music.
Yeah.
It probably helped inspire you to be the best DJ in Arkansas.
Man, all I can do, with the thing, I don't play instruments. All I can do is promote you, play for the people, play the songs that you write, that you help produce, and hopefully change minds, change attitudes, make people feel good after a long week of work. They want to unwind. And if I could play an Anthony Black song, I will, man. I will. I'll play it for the people.
I try to touch on every genre. If I could touch one person, having a bad day and change their outlook, years ago, I had a friend that was sitting on a chair and he just broke up with his girlfriend, but he had a rope around his neck. And I believe if I could have reached him with something, he might still have a chance to be here. So everybody's not alone. Grab music, because that's the only thing that's going to be there when everybody else leaves you.
Anthony Black, that story did not end well, man. And I've heard of music saving lives. People that said, just by off chance, their friends dragged them to a show. There was a singer, sang a certain type of song, made them cry, made them feel good, and they decided to go another direction, man. I'm sorry you lost your friend on that one. Shoot.
Yeah, he was 23 and left behind two kids, like a year and a half and 3 years old. Relationships will do that to people. It gets you in a state of mind, loss of a parent, loss of a grandparent, getting fired from a job, or somebody not want to be your friend. Just take time out for yourself and throw the ear pods in and listen to some music.
Well, talking to Hill Brown, he's, a little 14-year-old guy. Even at his young, tender age, he was affected by the love of a woman, that inspired him to write a song about being alone, and then here you, and that's kicking off his career. And here he is, coming into your world, and you're writing songs for him as well. That's, it's amazing what can inspire you to write.
We got a killer track coming out called Wrapped Around, where they were singing a songwriter round. He was waiting his turn. A young lady was singing in the microphone. He kept staring at her like, I met you in a competition. The first time I met you was in competition, wondering to myself when I could see you again. Like, music changes people. You're going to love that song. Like, I jumped on it with him, and he told me a backstory on it, and for 14, he's gonna kill that song.
Well, I already love it, man. That and I haven't even heard lick one. All right, so I mean, when you're playing, okay. Do you wait? I don't even remember. Do you play guitar?
I play guitar on my own tracks to give the studio an idea which way I want to go, or an artist, and if they want to change it, at least they got some type of blueprint to help create a melody. I'll get on the drums. I love drums. Like somewhere down in Dallas, I was banging the hell out of them. You know.
Well, I mean, you're out there. You got Lorna, and I'm guessing you play most of the songs. You play for her first. She gets the first taste of an Anthony Black song. What does she think about all this?
I think it's a little overwhelming, but she's adapting very well. To somebody to try to date a musician or a songwriter or a studio engineer, they have to realize that there's so much dedication to it, and you have to learn how to split your time, and sometimes it overlaps. But for the most part, I mean, she's supportive, and I love her.
Well, you keep weird hours. You know, with the life of an entertainer, you can work all night, all day, but you have to, even in, you know, you're working for yourself. You have to make hours. You have to make time for you know, here you are. You're on this podcast. You're watching a baseball game, and you're on a podcast at the same time. You know, you have to make time for the little things and the love and the relationships. And how many kids are you taking care of now?
Well, she's got 3, so I look at them as bonus kids because you know, when we're all together, you wouldn't be able to tell that they're not biological. You know, like I'm watching him out there while I'm talking to you, but somebody's got to believe in your dream, so I'm trying to help him get to where he needs to be as well.
All right, man. Well, I want you to have that family time. You know, maybe the next time that we do this, you'll be sitting at an office chair, maybe, or maybe you'll be out, you know, on a deer stand. Who you never know with Anthony Black.
Yeah, I might pull a Wes Brown and have my podcast coming across a pair of handlebars.
It's crazy, man. But you're an outdoors guy. You're a country guy. You're a music guy. It's not just country. It's pop. It's rock. There is no genre that you won't touch into. You know, we're not just one thing.
No, I believe in moving like a river. A lot of people are so set in dealing with one genre. Okay, what happens if you reach a different audience, and or you have to move for some reason, and they're not country or they're not pop or they're not hip hop or, you know, R&B, blues. I've hit every genre still to this day except for Latin. I don't know how to do that yet, but I'm going to.
That's next. Wepa. Majuano la Guantanamera.
Right. I've done blues, rock, R&B, rap, hip hop, rock. We just did it. Donnie and I just did a rat vibed Lipstick Lies. I think you got a copy of that one. And he had the Warren D. Martini guitar out, and Donnie's phenomenal on guitar, and I don't think there's a music instrument that he can't play. If I find a trumpet, I might see if he can play a trumpet. I bet he could.
I bet he could, man. Yeah, Donnie's quite a he's quite, man, I'm quite taken by the amount of achievement that Donnie has done. He knew what he wanted to do when he was 18, 19 years old, and he went and did it.
Right.
And he's still doing it. That's amazing. And here you are in Texas, right there in the middle of it all. You got, I suspect that Tejano music is probably on the horizon, man. There's a lot of Latin community there in Texas. I suspect you're going to get a hold of a banda or maybe even a reggaeton song.
Well, I've actually kicked around the idea of self-teaching trumpet, because that's a lot of mariachi style.
Yeah,
you know, it's like stuff like that, and Drums, you can do stems, stem by stem, loop it, and you can create a song in about an hour if you really put your mind to it.
Well, you're saying loop it. Are you able to produce, do you have several tracks? What kind of software are you using, or are you using analog? Are you using tape?
I use Logic's. Yeah. A lot of people start out with like GarageBand or stuff like that. I wouldn't really suggest that because it's not as up to date. If you're talking about tools of trade, I would go with Pro Tools and a Mac computer. Stick with Apple software. A good iPhone 13 is studio recordable. It's studio quality video. You can do it daily and not even know it. Like my friend Brad Newell, he's in Tifton, Georgia. He'll set his guitar on his knee, and I won't be able to tell the difference when he sends me the stems.
I don't know what a stem is. Tell me what a stem is.
It's the sound waves, the digital audio waves, the DAW. I posted one like on your page when Justin Sexton and I did Let's Get Lost. That's a stem.
Is that a whole song, but it's a different format?
It's just the format that it's in. Then you can upload it on your software and put it in your studio bars and everything.
I see. Okay, so it's okay, but I use Cool Edit when I'm doing the audio. Not Cool Edit. I guess it's called Adobe Audition now since Adobe bought it years ago. I still call it Cool Edit. I'm old. I'm getting old.
Yeah, we're the Control Open Apple Reset guys.
I still
doing the Oregon Trail on the first Apple computer.
You kidding me?
That?
I still cut and splice tape on a reel to reel. I know how to splice. That's how I made commercials back in the day.
Yeah, it's a lost art too.
That's what cut and paste is all about when you see it on your computer screen. But that's a whole nother story. Man, you got a baseball game to be watching. I see people in your glasses. So if they're listening to the audio version, I encourage you to check out the video version so you can see all the action that I've been watching in your mirrored frames. She's like, I don't want to be in this.
Nah, she's my rock. Like she's a calm to my storm. Like after I lost my parents, I kind of lost myself, but she kind of brings it back together.
Dude, I can tell. Every time I see a picture come down my screen, I see happy faces, man. And I want you to, I wish that for you. I hope continued happy faces for you, Anthony Black. I appreciate that.
Oh, there's going to be a lot of big moves coming up in the next couple of months. I'm actually going to build my promotion studio on some property here and actually open up Blackstone Promotions, and I'm going to have a recording studio inside there.
What?
So affordable for everybody. Nashville's $4,000, $7,000 a song where, let's make music. Let's pay for my time, $25, $30 an hour, and let's kill it.
Yeah, as long as you have a quiet spot, man. You can do it in a bedroom, but as long as you have a space and you're going to provide that space with Blackstone, that's fantastic, man. It's nice to have something, you know what you're doing. You know the tools that you need. You're going to get the right equipment. They'll be able to do their vocals. They'll be able to do their instruments. And are you going to be the one that mixes it down, or do you feel like you need somebody with better ears, or are you the guy?
I might, to start off with, I might hire a engineer or send it somewhere to have that collaborated in for mixing it. But the last couple of years, I've done a lot of research and a lot of studying and reading and teaching. I put the time in, and now is the time to pull the trigger on what I want to do. As far as promoting, I know how hard it is for an artist to get out there, so I do the extra work. I network, I shake hands, I make the calls, I send the emails. I developed quite a network of mainstream playlists that I can get on. And one of them is my friend Ryan Anderson from Riani Beats. I give him a shout out. Anybody that follows him on Instagram or Facebook, they know he's like he's like Don Gotti on, backing beats and everything.
Well, I mean, years and years of having these headphones on, I know I've lost a lot of hearing, and I know that I talk a little bit too loud because I've lost that hearing. So, if you have the ability to hear properly, to be able to get the little nuances of different instruments, and go, oh, there's a little bit of extra. We got to get rid of that noise. If you can hear those little subtle pieces, I mean, not that it's a big deal. When it was records and it was, wide form, that was a big deal. But now that it's all compressed to MP3, I guess maybe it doesn't need to be as big. But as long as you're willing to put the effort into it, I know you can learn pretty much anything with YouTube. If you want to learn how to be a recording engineer, go do it. Read a book, watch a video.
I would say the best way to learn is do it on your own. Read, study before you jump into it. Like, I know Chesney Claire. She has a home studio and she does 90% of all her home studio mixes. We have a song coming out called "Dirty Little Secret." When that hits, it's a good one. I'll give you a sneak peek. I'm not sure if I actually let you listen to it yet, but it's a good one. And then Dustin Spears, I recorded with him. He does all his in his bedroom. He went to studio with me and Donnie last January to record Rare One to Find, but him and Drew Rippey, Drew shoots his videos. They keep it local and they do it all on a buddy system.
Well, that's what we're supposed to be doing, man. Once we learn stuff, once we get to a certain age, got a little gray in our beard, we help out the next generation, man. The kids that you just mentioned, they got a leg up because of you, because of people like you. And that's fantastic, man.
Yeah, I'll probably piss a lot of people off in Nashville when I say this, but I'm not trying to spend, $10,000 for one song and send them on a Costa Rican vacation when there's an underprivileged kid trying to get his voice out there and change his lifestyle and get out of the hood. We can do the same thing for $100, $200, $300.
Well, that's the thing, man. Now that equipment has gotten a lot less expensive and the education is out there, if you want to learn this craft, you want to learn any craft, really. Is college even important anymore? Probably not. People have been saying you could find out everything on the internet. It's all out there on the Googles, how to be this. It's pretty easy to find it. And Anthony Black, you've been working a long time to get where you are, and now you're going to help push people up.
Yeah, I agree with education to a point, but I've met some really book smart people that are world dumb, and there's world people that are way smarter by hands-on than ever going to spend $40,000-$50,000 for a college course. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I've been to college a bunch of times.
It comes down to the drive you got, the desire in your heart, and the determination behind what you're trying to do.
All right, man. Well, I mean, we spent some time. I guess the ball game is probably either just about to finish up as the sun is going down. Your lady's in front of you. She doesn't want to be on camera. She's a behind the scenes.
Wait till Atlanta. She got this little dress she's wearing. She's going to be the showstopper.
She is.
She's going to be a little hot stepper like Maxi Priest.
All she's got to do is stop your show, man. I can tell that you're in love for sure, Anthony Black, and I appreciate that so much, man. You deserved to have the love. Take care of each other. Be nice to each other. But, let's finish this thing off. Do some more shout-outs if you got any, and then give that last words for the people, man. And we're going to catch up in the next little bit of time. Anthony Black.
Right, I agree. I'll give you a quick rundown. Taylor Wagner from Tennessee, her and I are going to be working together. Abby Taylor out of Texas, we'll be working together. Shelby Leanne, her and I just hooked up, and I can't wait for you to hear what's coming out of that one. A couple really fire tracks. Carrie Underwood, Miranda Lambert cross. Donnie, my right-hand guy, Hammonds in Cartersville, Georgia. Revolution Remastered. I mean, everybody needs to, do what we do and change the world one lyric at a time.
Yeah, man. All right. Give those last words for the people, words to live by, something you wake up with every morning or whatever pops into your head. Anthony Black, give the last words for the people.
Chase your dreams, because ain't nobody who's just going to give it to you.
Well, there you have it, party people. One of the coolest dudes around, Anthony Black, man, writing song after song after song after song and getting together with all kinds of different artists, rap, country, pop, rock. You want to sing a certain kind of genre, man, there's probably a few songs in there that'll mix into both genres or three genres. He'll have a country song that might slip over into the pop genre, but then there's a rap in it too. So yeah, no limits. He has no limits. We're not one thing. Anthony Black is not one thing. You don't want to put yourself in a little tiny box. I've heard it my whole life. Think outside the box. Well, yeah, don't get yourself put in a little box. Sometimes I'll have themes at my parties where it'll be, well, tonight I'm going to start off with some country. Or tonight I'm going to start off with some old school hip hop. What year did you graduate? Oh, 1989. I'm going to play all the songs from 1989. And they're not going to be just one genre. It'll be every song from, on the top 100 from 1989. That gives me an idea of where to start. And it lets people know that, hey, different kinds of music, different kinds of songs. If there's a crowd of 100 or 200 people in front of you, you can play to that part of the crowd, and then maybe it's gonna, maybe it'll touch that guy or that girl in a certain way, touch her heart, figuratively speaking, and that's what music can do. Anthony Black, keep on writing those songs, and now you're gonna branch out and have your own little recording studio out there in White Oak, Texas. Yeah, I look forward to it, man. Blackstone. That's the perfect name for you, Anthony Black. Blackstone. Perfect. All right, that's it for this edition of What Makes You Famous. Thank you so much, Anthony Black, for coming back on the show and giving us an update. Now, if you, yes, you, I'm turning my attention to you. If you'd like to tell your story, I encourage you to give me a call, 501-470-6386, or email keysdan@aol.com. That's it for me. It's KeysDAN, RadioWhat.com, DJLittleRock.com. Peace. I'm out of here.